It's Saturday. Such a perfect day to play guitar. The weekend is finally here. I have this whole room to myself. Something doesn't feel right though. I don't want to play a Les Paul. That's tomorrow's day. Straturday. Man. Wait. What's that? Goodness me. It's a Strat. What's it doing all the way over there? It looks so small sitting all the way over there. It looks kind of cute actually. Wait a minute. A mini Squier. Cool. Well, it certainly looks like a Strat. And it says Squier by Fender on it, so I mean, they're notorious for making Strats, I hear. Maybe there's some hope for this Straturday after all. What do you think? Hey everybody, welcome back to my Pink Room of Doom. I hope you're doing well today. So as you saw in that intro clip where I did everything humanly possible in my power to make somebody in this world laugh or smile with my bad sense of humor, we have a Strat in the studio. Huzzah! We don't have another Les Paul that we're talking about or anything, but yeah, so this is the Squier by Fender Mini. But yes, if you hadn't gathered by now, it's a small Strat. It's cool. That's why I have it. Not even to say anything more than that. I'm going to. But anyway, so I bought it for travel. I bought it because it's cool. Bought it because I needed a Strat. I could have bought a more expensive Squier. Could have bought a Fender, but Mini Squier, why wouldn't you want it? They're cool. Which, by the way, yes, I did buy this. So everything I'm going to say is, you know, I'm buying it, so I can say what I want about it. But I'll leave some links in the description if you want to go buy one. They're non-affiliate, so don't worry, I'm not making any money. So anyway, let's discuss kind of what makes this different from a full-size Fender, or even like a full-size Squier, full-size Strat, let's say that. So your typical Strat is 25.5-inch scale length. So that means the distance from the nut to the bridge, okay? If you measure it, it would be 25.5 inches if it's a good Strat. This one, on the other hand, is 22 3/4, so 2.75. 22 3/4 inch scale length. So that means from the nut to the bridge is 22 3/4. Now, so what's the difference there? Like 2 inches, something like that? You might not think that that's a huge difference. Your girlfriend thinks it's a huge difference, but when it comes to playing a Strat, it's a pretty big difference. And here's why. So when you go to play it, you're gonna notice that the strings are a lot more slinky. The bends, you probably will overbend a lot until you kind of get used to how you got to bend it. And changing the strings on it is going to be very different as well. You're not going to wrap the whole string around the tuning peg because you'll have tuning stability issues, which I'm going to make a separate video on how to set one of these up. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, follow me on Instagram and all that. I also have some other plans for this, for some other videos. So again, make sure you're subscribed. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk spec-wise, kind of what this thing's made out of. I'll shut up and give you guys a playing demo. So, going on to the headstock here, as I mentioned earlier, it does not say Strat on here. You can look all day long, it doesn't. It says Squier by Fender Mini. But as we all know, it is a Strat, so, you know. 2 string trees. Some people take one off, some people take them both off. I mean, it helps with this one. Flipping over to the back, this is actually where I was pleasantly surprised. Well, you see it from the front, but anyway, there are these covered tuners, and then at the top, these buttons at the top, they kind of remind me of what's on the Classic Vibes. They look pretty vintage. Like from the front, they look really good. I actually really like this style. They're not vintage because they don't have the little split post in the front, but as far as tuning stability goes, they do their job. You know, they're not the greatest. The ratio's off a little bit, but once you get it in tune, it's probably going to stay in tune unless you just go absolutely ham on it. But yeah, good tuners, I think that's pretty good. Flipping back over to the front, you can see we have our truss rod hole there. It's actually got a dual action truss rod in it, which is really, really cool. This is described as a synthetic bone nut, which I could probably agree with that. It doesn't really look plasticky. It looks like synthetic bone, so that's pretty cool. Helps with the tuning stability a lot. Coming down here, we have a maple fretboard. Now, coming to the fretboard, there are 2 different versions. There are ones with the maple, which I think only come in the Olympic white color. I think this is like a limited edition color, I don't know. But you have the maple fretboard, then you have the ones with the Indian laurel fretboard, which I'll go ahead and put here. So you'll have a black one, you'll have a red one, and you'll have a shell pink one, which if they made that with a maple fretboard, I would have had that in a heartbeat, but there you go. So you have options if you don't like the white with the maple fretboard. It is an unfinished fretboard, okay? So it doesn't have that gloss like a Fender would have on it, but this one's got some really cool designs on it. And I've noticed that from Squier, when you buy one of their budget Squiers, the unfinished fretboards tend to look really nice. So I don't know if the finish covers it up or something, or if it's just the cuts of wood they're using. I don't know, but it's really, really cool. So I'll probably do some B-roll of it if you hadn't seen it already. The neck shape is a C shape, so Fender players will rejoice because it's pretty comfortable in the hand, very familiar territory. It's unfinished, the whole neck, fretboard, head, it's all satiny. So really, really cool, really smooth. Your hand won't stick to it when you play. Very comfortable. I think anybody, small hands, big hands, otherwise, big hands I'll have a hard time. I had a hard time getting adjusted to it, but you know, if you have small hands, this will be right up your alley. We have 20 frets, not 21, not 22, 20. They're medium frets. So, you know, take that as you will. Dot inlays, not gonna get anything fancy, not on a Strat, but why would you want any kind of fancy? Maybe some blocks, I don't know. If you wanna put blocks on here, go for it, but dots, hey. Coming down to the body here. So again, this color, the Olympic white color, I believe it's a limited edition. You saw the 3 colors you have earlier, so, you know, black, red, shell pink, and Olympic white. The body is made of poplar, so it's kind of light, you know. It's got a little bit of a heft to it. I mean, it's gonna be light because it's smaller, but it's still pretty chunky, so I like that. Kind of makes it feel like a Fender, because you know, a lot of Fenders are pretty heavy. This one, it's got some heft to it, I like it. You have your standard Strat appointments here, so 3 single coils here, neck, middle, bridge. You have a hardtailed bridge, so if you look on the back, there's no cavity there for a trim, because why would you put a trim on this? But you know, hardtails, Strats are something that they're something to experience if you've never played one. Even like the cheap bullets, they make the hardtail bullets. Those are really cool. This is cool. That'll help with tuning stability a lot as well. Down here, 5-way switch, pretty standard, but you notice that there's only 1 volume and 1 tone. So, but that's all you need with this. I mean, you're not gonna be doing too many tone shifty things here on this thing, but who knows? Stick around for the future video on this thing and we'll see what we do with it. So coming to the back here, you can see we have this nice comfort carve as you would kind of expect on a Strat, but probably can't really see it. There you go, look at that. You have this little cover here. What is that for? So fellow YouTuber Landon Bailey actually asked that question, and people were giving him you know, answers, and he obviously made a video on that, and yeah, but anyway, I think it's pretty obvious what it's for. It's for the output jack. If you didn't notice, eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed there's no output jack here where it would be on a traditional Strat. It's on the side. I really like that. I think that that was a smart move for the mini Strats. Kind of like how some of the SGs do that. I think that like the Tony Iommi SG does that, puts it on the side. Really like that. So yeah, bolt-on neck, says Squier on the neck plate, and that's pretty much the story behind the Squier Mini. I will say this about the sound of the pickups. They sound pretty good. You know, they're real, they do sound like cheap pickups, you know, as you would expect, but with this being the version 2, which I think I mentioned that earlier, if not, this is the version 2 of the Squier Mini, they sound pretty good. I think that that's an improvement over what they had before. I'm not sure, never really played too many of the version 1 mini Strats, but yeah. So pickups sound pretty good, as you'll see in the upcoming demo. So let me go ahead and stop talking, give you that full demo mix. I'll run through all the pickups, combinations and everything, give you some clean and dirty tones, and then we'll get to everybody's favorite part of the video, the very end.